welcome back to Onion Skin for another year, and what a year it's been so far. Onion Skin is pretty well dead on 12 months now, so I thought it would be good to look back at everything that's happened so far and some of the things coming up this year. So where to begin? I've been making Toon Boom tutorials, still making Toon Boom tutorials, but that's good because I feel like I'm only just getting started. There's so much stuff that I didn't get to do last year that I really wanted to. So if I was to pick out a low light, it was that I didn't nearly make enough content. I'm still figuring out this whole YouTube thing and how to make videos efficiently, reliably, and still have a somewhat level of quality to them. So starting to get there. I was hoping to have 2 videos a week last week. That didn't happen. At the moment it's 1 a week, and as I start to kind of get to grips with things a little bit more, go up to 2. It's tricky while trying to balance a full-time job, but later on in the year some time will get freed up and I can devote more time and energy to developing this channel. Some things that you may have missed throughout last year because they didn't appear on this channel was I did some guest appearances here and there, most notably on Draw with Jazza. I did 2 guest videos. The first one was a prelude, a prequel, an introduction, if you will, to the Controlling the Beast series. It demonstrated several of the techniques, not all of them, but several different ways that you can utilize Toon Boom and get different results with it. And then the overall Controlling the Beast series went down into each of those techniques and explained them in a little bit more detail. So if you missed that one, the link is there. And the other one I did was a more relaxed video. It was just creating some morphing faces and a fun little animation activity, particularly for those who haven't animated before and are kind of wondering, where do I begin? How do I kind of start practicing and getting into this? But also, I found it to be quite useful for those of you who've been animating for quite some time and kind of just need to relax a bit and step back away from all the deadlines and staying on model and some of the things that can be a bit of a hassle sometimes, and remind yourself why you first got into this to begin with. It's nice to be able to create an animation from start to finish in like 5 minutes, especially when your life has been spending a couple of years in order to make a product. The other guest thingy I did was for Toon Boom itself. Somehow they managed to track me down, which was quite surprising. It's a relatively small YouTube channel, but nevertheless they found me, which was really exciting. And I did a guest seminar thing for them on their site, all about migrating from Flash. So if that was a series that you were into, the Migrating from Flash series, this one tackled it from a bit of a different angle to that. Not a whole lot of the same kind of content is covered. So if you wanted more of the Migrating from Flash series, this is the place to go. It's an hour long, and I cover as much stuff as I can in it. It's worth a look. So that's in the description as well. Also, if you are among the crowd who are into the Migrating from Flash or the Toon Boom Studio series, I get asked a bit if or when those will be continuing. The answer to that is a bit of a yes and a no. I feel the bulk of what needs to be covered in both of those topics is done in order to get you up off the ground and making your own stuff. And from here, it's kind of like a case-by-case basis. So if you're struggling with something, if you want me to cover a particular topic in regards to Toon Boom Studio or Migrating from Flash, let me know what it is. Is there a workflow or a tool that you use in Flash all the time and you're wondering if there is an equivalent in Toon Boom, or if you're really struggling with adapting it for whatever reason, tell me what it is, and more than likely I will get back to you on it. If it's not a reply in the comments, I probably will make a full video on it. There has been more than one occasion where I've made a video in response to just one comment. So if you're the kind of person who typically doesn't leave comments on YouTube videos, I urge you to make this the exception. I personally am someone who pretty well never leaves comments on YouTube videos, so it would feel quite weird for me and probably quite weird for you as well. But I encourage you to do so and let me know what's on your mind and what you would like to see come out of this channel one day, because I look at the YouTube statistics that it has and I realize that there's quite a large demographic of people that aren't being represented at all. And then there's another demographic of people who are the kind of people who leave comments a lot. And I read everything, I reply to pretty well all of it. I'm at 6,000 subscribers now, which is a very exciting number. I wasn't expecting to be here after 1 year, so it's very thrilling. But it's also still small enough that I can be engaged with the entire audience. I can get to know individuals, and I recognize, returning people in the comments section, and I get to know your avatars, and I visit people's pages and watch what you've made, and I've been observing people's growth as well. So, you've all been wonderfully supportive and encouraging, and it's just great to have so many people that I can just babble on endlessly about animation with. So coming up for this year, there's a lot of stuff that I probably won't get into too much detail yet, in case it doesn't happen, and that would be disappointing. But something that definitely is happening soon is a new tutorial format, because I believe there's two kinds of tutorials that are important and that we all like to learn from. The first is what I've been doing, which is a long form project-based thing where you follow a series of steps in order to make a thing and you pick up a bunch of skills along the way. The other is condensed stuff. It's blunt, it's to the point, it answers a specific question. So if you're animating and you hit a snag and you have a problem of some kind, usually you don't want to sit through 20 minutes of content hoping that the solution is somewhere in it. You just want to find, oh, there's a video that is titled My Problem, and I can just get it answered right away. So I plan to build up a plethora of content that just answers little things like that, but it's going to take a while to build up, of course, but hopefully by the end of the year there'll be a decent encyclopedia of helpful stuff. And again, let me know the kind of things that I should prioritize in that list, because I've got a big list I'm just going to be chipping away at, but if there is demand for a particular thing, then it works its way up that list. So that's pretty well all for now. There's a lot of stuff to come, like a lot of stuff to come that I was hoping to get into last year, or at least was thinking about last year and haven't been able to get onto yet, but it's going to be a massive year for Onion Skin. I really can't wait to sink my teeth into it and be producing more and more content for you all, and for us all to be... There's a lizard over there, he's jumping. And for us all to be animating and practicing our craft together. So have some fun, and I'll see you in the next one.